All right, let's get right into it. If you're in the world of AI, you've probably got a huge decision on your hands. Which GPU is the right one for the job? Today, we're putting two of NVIDIA's titans head-to-head, the H100 and the L40S. Let's figure out which one is right for you. Okay, so make no mistake, both of these chips are absolute monsters. And this quote from NVIDIA really sets the stage. We're talking about 4th-gen tensor cores, cutting-edge tech, the whole shebang. This stuff is designed from the ground up to tackle the biggest, most complex AI models out there. And that really gets us to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? The real question isn't just which one is better, it's which one is specifically built for what you need to do. And by the end of this, I promise you're going to have a really clear answer. You know, the best way to think about this is like a classic matchup. On one side, you've got the specialist, a tool that's been sharpened to do one thing with mind-blowing perfection. And on the other, you've got the universalist, a powerhouse that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. Yeah, and this is super important. We're not trying to crown a winner here. It's more like choosing between a Formula One race car and a top-of-the-line performance SUV. Both are incredible machines, but you'd be crazy to use them for the same tasks, right? All right, let's peel back the first layer and get right down to the silicon, the architecture. This is literally the blueprint for the entire chip. It defines everything it can do, and it's where these two GPUs really start to go down different paths. We've got Hopper for the H100 and Ada Lovelace for the L40S. And this is where you can really see their different personalities come out. The H100's Hopper architecture, it's all business. It was built for one reason and one reason only, to deliver absolutely peak performance for AI and high-performance computing at a massive scale. Meanwhile, the L40S's Ada Lovelace architecture is the master of balance, designed to be amazing at graphics, AI, and general compute. Okay, so we've seen the blueprints. Now let's see how that design actually translates into the stuff that matters. We're talking memory, speed, and the ability to scale up. These are the three things that truly set these two titans apart. So first up, let's talk about memory bandwidth. The easiest way to picture this, it's like a highway for data. The more lanes you have, the more data cars can get to the processor at once. And when you're dealing with these enormous AI models, they are hungry for data. So having a super wide highway is absolutely crucial. And wow, just look at this number for the H100. It's got this super advanced HBM3 memory that gives it an insane 3.35 terabytes per second of bandwidth. That's not a highway, that's a data autobahn with no speed limit, built for the biggest data convoys you can imagine. Now let's bring the L40S into the picture. It's rocking 864 gigabytes per second with its GDDR6 memory. And don't get me wrong, that is still crazy fast, a major expressway for sure. But when you put it next to the H100, you can immediately tell they were designed for completely different scales of traffic. And that brings us to the H100's secret weapon for scaling up. It's called NVLink. You can think of it as a private, high-speed bridge connecting multiple H100s together, letting them talk to each other and act like one gigantic, super powerful GPU. This is how you build an AI supercomputer. And the key takeaway? The L40S doesn't have it. It's designed to be a solo performer. So this table really just lays it all out nice and clear. You can trace the story of the universalist versus the specialist right down the columns, from the architecture to the memory bandwidth to that crucial NVLink no for the L40S. It all points to the same conclusion. One is built for versatility in a single server, the other is built for raw, connected power at scale. Okay, enough with the tech specs, right? Let's get to the real question. What do you do with all this power? It's time to translate all these numbers into the real world and figure out which tool is right for your job. This is where the L40S really comes into its own. Think of it as the ultimate data center workhorse. It's fantastic for what we call inference, which is just running models that have already been trained. It's also great for fine-tuning models, powering generative AI like Stable Diffusion, or just handling a mix of everything. Graphics, rendering, you name it. It really is the jack of all trades. But the H100, well, that's the one you call in when you need to go nuclear. We're talking about training the actual foundation models that power the entire AI industry. We're talking about building legitimate AI supercomputers or handling inference for millions of people all at once. This is the specialist you bring in for the biggest, most demanding jobs on Earth. All right, we've looked at the blueprints, we've compared the engine specs, and we've seen them on the track. It's time to bring it all home and give you the final verdict so you can choose your AI champion. Look, if you take away just one single thing today, let it be this. It's really this simple. The H100 is the specialist you get for maximum unbelievable scale, and the L40S is the universalist you get for maximum versatility. So let's break it down into a simple choice. You should go for the L40S if your day-to-day is a mix of different jobs or you're running inference and fine-tuning models that fit nicely on a single GPU. But if your mission is to train the next generation of huge foundation models, or if you need to build a massive cluster for pure, unadulterated performance, then the H100 is really the only way to go. You know, we've really just scratched the surface here, focusing on the big picture. But if you really want to get into the weeds and see all the numbers, the source we used has a fantastic deep dive comparison. You can check it out at this address, and of course the link for that is waiting for you down in the description. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. AI models are just getting bigger and bigger at a frankly terrifying rate. So looking at a hyper-specialized beast like the H100, you have to ask yourself, is this kind of intense focus the only path forward for hardware? Or will there always be a critical need for the versatile, do-it-all universalist? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.